Oh, yes, Grace.
Can I practice flute?
Yes, you can practice flute. Okay. She has band camp this week.
Oh,
And today they got to
I-
an escape room. They got to do an escape room outing. Fond du Lac has an escape room with, I guess, 3 whole choices. And so she got to go do an escape room. And I'm like, did you make? I said, you escaped. When she got home, she goes, no, we had 2 locks left.
uh,
It was like $30.
I bet. Yeah, well, Phoebe and I did one with her best friend and her best friend's mom, who's actually one of my closest friends. But we've been doing escape room games on our tablets forever. So we were done in like record time, and it didn't seem that hard to us because we were all already, but yeah, they're pricey.
Well,
They're
and
fun, but they're
she's
pricey.
like, I knew what we had to do. I knew the answer. So yeah. Okay, so conference highlights. Oh my gosh. They gave us all of these. Now let me see. Everywhere, before every session, they gave us all of these cards
Aw,
with a blank, and then you could write in your like action plans on the back. So and then they gave you a ring to put them all on. And I kid you not, almost every single one of mine is empty. They even said, bring your note cards. Well, then they gave us those, and we'll all and take notes on a couple of things, fill a couple of cards so that you can look back and remember. And I don't know if I was just like doe-eyed or what, but I was just like listening and taking it all in and never got back to and now I'm going to write something down, because just ended up on like overload all the time. So we could get our pre-conference check-in was Thursday night. I can't believe that was a week ago already. It was Thursday night, and then we each got a little bag.
Oh, cool.
And in the bag was like a small version of the journal for us to take notes in. I didn't put anything in here. I think we got like trail mix and some of the cards, some rings, a pen. There were a couple, like a book about Rogers, Arkansas. And then I think there was something else too, but I can't remember now what it was. But so that was all in our goodie bag. And like we got to meet so many of the employees at check-in even then. And I was wearing my ugly brace, and which I took off this morning because it was bothering me. And then I forgot to put it back on. And then I'm like trying to open boxes tonight. I'm like, where's that stinking brace? Not quite there yet, but that's okay. And then we had supper, and we started right away the next morning. I think we left for the tour of Dayspring at 8:45 or 8:30. And it was just like busy all night through. It was supposed to go until 7:30, and then we were supposed to have team, like a chance for the teams, the teams to meet. And that was supposed to be an hour, and it was late getting started. And then it went, I think it was like 9:30 when we got done. And then the next morning it started at 8:30 and went until 4:30. And then the awards banquet and everything started at like 6 and went until 10:30.
Wow.
And so even just like walking around at the different displays, like I'm convinced that the people that did that missed out on some of the presentations, except I know people that did that because they sat with me and they were at all of the presentations. So I'm like, I don't know when you went and did this stuff, because we were together all the time. But they didn't take us to the Dayspring outlet store. They brought a bunch of stuff and put it in one of the smaller like meeting rooms and it was still a huge room, but did like a Dayspring outlet pop-up store,
Okay.
which I didn't even get to. I took off during lunch on Saturday, and I was gonna go because I hadn't been there yet. And I just barely got out in the hall, and Abby Turner was out there rearranging some of her stuff. And so I stopped and I was talking to her and I took a picture with her, and my phone is blowing up because Margie and Jen and Kathy Chata are like, get back in here, get back in here. It's recognition. And I'm like, okay, I guess I gotta go. So I did finally get to the store. I got to the store before. We had a couple of breakout sessions Saturday afternoon, and there were like 20 minutes in between. So I'm like, I'm going to the outlet store now. But I mean, people were coming into the elevator with these huge like boxes, like they were getting big artwork, like wall hanging pictures. Other people were getting trays, and most of that stuff was picked over by the time I was there. But they had, like Dayspring scripture shareables, $1.
Oh, wow.
Prayers to share, I think and they didn't have all of them, but they had a few of them, like 4 different ones. They were like $3. They had a bunch of these different water bottles, $5. And like, so they had some cards, they had some jewelry, devotionals, t-shirt, and I'm like, well, I don't need a bunch of stuff, and I don't have a whole lot of room left after all the things they have given us at convention. And so, or at conference. And so I thought, golly, I probably have a whole bunch of stuff. And I went and I checked out, and they're like $32. And I'm like, $32. Okay, I felt like I should have shopped some more, but yet there was no way I was going to shop some more.
Do they do that at everyone, or do they just do that because it was in?
I don't know if they always have a place to shop.
Okay.
I know I know this time they could because we were right there. And like because people were going and buying stuff already Thursday night. And they're like, well, don't worry, we're going to restock and bring stuff. So I can't even imagine how many times they brought more products in.
Wow.
So I don't know if they do that at each one or not. I didn't ask anybody if they usually have a booth.
And for some reason, I just assumed that the conference was always held down by Dayspring, because that would make sense. But I didn't realize they moved it around.
Yeah. So next year's Tulsa. I know. I think last year it was supposed to be Nashville.
Okay.
But it was all virtual because of COVID. But there were still a lot of people that went and gathered in Nashville to like view it together. But they said usually it's, somewhere more Midwest, like Chicago, St. Louis, Kansas City, Omaha. And I'm like, all of those places would be easier for us to get to.
Yeah.
But it was, I mean, once I got through O'Hare.
I hate O'Hare.
I
hate O'Hare. I do not fly in and out of O'Hare unless I absolutely have to anymore. I got to the point where I was like, this is enough. It's cheaper than flying in and out of Milwaukee, but man, I hate flying in and out of O'Hare.
I mean, it was like $300 or $350 cheaper to fly out of O'Hare than Milwaukee to O'Hare or Appleton to O'Hare. And I'm just like, because no matter where I took off from, I was going to end up in O'Hare.
Right. Yeah, that's usually true. But
and I was just like, oh my gosh, to save that much money and just go directly to O'Hare. In which case, I mean, it was kind of nice because I didn't have to worry, so that it was a direct flight. So I didn't have to worry about connecting flights at all, which was nice because that might have done me in stress, like just stress wise. I haven't flown for so many years. I was very uptight and anxious about about my size and sitting on the airplane and people next to me complaining that I was big. And like, I was really, really, really worked up about it. And it was so fine.
Yeah, I've never had an issue with that at all, actually. And even Sean, who's bigger than I am, he never had an issue with it either. So yeah, it'll be interesting because he's got to fly down to Sacramento here at some point, and how that all goes. But I just, yeah, I know I don't mind like actually being in O'Hare. What I don't like the traffic, because usually we fly into O'Hare, rent a car, and then we drive up to Milwaukee because
Okay.
it's just cheaper to do it that way than to fly
Right.
into Milwaukee and rent a car. Well, this time, since my brother had a car for me to use and I didn't have to rent a car, I was like, okay, fine, then let's just, and for us this time, it was actually cheaper to fly into Milwaukee than Chicago. But I detest, it's not necessarily the airport, which is big and intimidating if you haven't done it, you know, a few times, but the drive to and from the
Well,
traffic.
I was so glad Kim is right there and that I could stay Wednesday night at Kim's house and her drive me there that morning.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And I kept saying to, but she was at Country Thunder all weekend. And so not home Saturday night to pick me up. And I kept saying to Chris, are you sure you don't want me to call someone else to have them pick me up? And you just pick me up at their house? Because we were right there, 20 minutes from O'Hare. Our first few years of marriage, that's where I was teaching. And so I still have connections. In fact, people are like, are you here for a long time? Do we get to see you? Blah, blah. I'm like, not this time. So I'm sure I could have roped someone into picking me up. But Chris is like, no, we've got it. I am just glad I wasn't driving. Like I was just like, he goes, well, I don't know. And where do I get? I'm like, I don't know anything. Just follow the signs. I can't even begin to tell, like, seriously, no clue whatsoever. You just go. But then you're flying into this ridiculous little airport in Arkansas, which is the hard part because it's like there were very few choices for flights coming in. It's like you come in here or you come in here. Whereas like next year, because Tulsa's an international airport, but
Right.
but it's a much bigger airport. So I feel like there's going to be a lot more. A ticket.
Let's see, I would really like to go if I'm still around and stuff. I'd like to go next year, not just to go, but because it's so close to.
Yeah. Well, so Thursday or Friday, after we did the Dayspring, at the Dayspring tour, we got oh goodness. We're all like, did it have to be hardcover? We all got this hardcover book, the Dayspring story. I haven't even looked at it yet. I mean, it's like heavy. Roy Lesson, one of the co-founders of Dayspring, came and talked to us. He's 80 years old, had a stroke a couple of years ago. But he came and he talked to us. And that was pretty awesome. And then we all got one of his devotionals. I don't know, I haven't looked at it yet, but it's one that he wrote. And then the other co-founder of Dayspring, Don Leach, he's been gone for 4 years or so, but his wife, Leola, Christy's here. His wife, Leola, is 93, and she got up, walked on the stage, walked across stage, and gave this awesome talk that I took no notes about Friday night at opening session. And she was amazing. This woman entertains and cooks so much and hosts gatherings. And, and she's like, I have seven sets of Mary and Martha dishes. And I pull one out, the one that I feel is going to be the best for this company. And, they always comment on the message that's on these plates they're so beautiful and they're such great quality. And she was super cute and super sweet. At our leader lunch, then Thursday or Friday afternoon, Holly Girth came and talked to us. And which other books has she done? Not the focus book, because that's clear. And she was there, she presented, but Holly Girth did. Oh, I should remember. Well, this bothers me now. Which book did Holly do? That's Candace. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to go back and look. We have Holly Girth books. I know we do. Shanna. Marshawn. This bothers me. Okay, well, golly, what book did Holly Girth write? Anyway, so she came and she talked to us and she was amazing. She was such a good speaker. And then she's got the new 100 Days book. That's in a catalog. She's got a new one. I don't know where my catalogs are. Here we go. Oh, my son is cackling. No, that's not hers. That's another 100 Days book that we were all like, oh, we wish we'd have gotten that one. Okay, I'm just gonna, I'll put in the chat because I don't remember what she wrote. But she was a really great speaker. And she wrote a book, You're Already Amazing, Embracing Who You Are, Becoming All God Created You to Be. So I'm anxious to read that one. And then she autographed them all. Oh, she's the co-founder of Encourage. So all of those Encourage Bible studies.
Okay.
That's her. But then we got the Batter Bowl. So beautiful.
So is it like an almond color or is it a blush color?
Kind of a blush color. Someone said it's like a really faded peach. And I'm like, I would not call it peach. I would call it a blush color, but more of a brown than a pink.
Okay.
Blush.
Does it say anything on it or is it just
it says God can pour on the blessings in astonishing ways. 2 Corinthians 9:8.
Nice.
It's just so pretty. It's so pretty. And then we got Christmas cookie cutters. Once Upon a Christmas Cookie with a devotional. Golly, I didn't even take it out of the bag. With a little devotional. So that talks about the candy cane cookie cutter. So it's like a devotion to go with each cookie cutter. And then they're so pretty. They're all gold.
Huh.
They're like super pretty. We're all like, look at those cookie cutters. I think there's 8. I'm so excited that Christmas stuff is in the catalog already. Yeah, so we left Thursday and we had the book from Dayspring, the devotional from we had the Dayspring book, the book from the devotional from Roy Lesson, the book from Holly, and the bowl, and the cookie cutters. So we're already like, holy cow. we got to take that bowl home. You know, we're all like, gee whiz. So then we go to conference Friday, and Clear Cherry, who wrote the Focus, and did she write Radiate too?
She wrote Radiate, which isn't nearly as good as Focus.
Right. But she
Or
spoke.
no, she wrote, well, maybe she be, the one that I really like of hers was Be Still, but it's, the Radiate one seems like it's written by a different person. It doesn't even seem the same. I wasn't impressed with that one, but I
Well,
love the Be Still one.
She her little guy, his name is Sledge, and he turned 1 on Saturday, but he was born at 6 months.
Oh, wow.
And I'm just like, dude, she totally gave up, you know, like she gave up her miracle baby's first birthday to come talk to us at conference. That was pretty amazing. And she was supposed to be out there signing books, but I never saw her signing the books. But then there was just a stack of books, and they're like, take a focus book. And I'm like, okay, I'll take another focus book. Abby Turner was there and talked about some of her new products, which are like totally amazing. Robin did the new catalog product reveal. And then they handed out I don't know where anything is. A Friend Loves It All Time, that tote, and it was full. So there's a new cross.
Oh.
This is love, but you can hang it, or it's tabletop, and it's a really good, strong, sturdy tabletop. We got, I didn't even open them. Instead of the postcard book, it's a postcard box, so you don't have to rip them out of the book, which is great, because let me tell you, that sucked. But they're from the 12 Indisputable Truths. So
Oh,
you are,
cool.
hey, look at that. So You Are Loved. I didn't even
Very
read them
cool.
all. Gosh, I can't even read that. What is that one? He Who Promised is Faithful. Wondrously Made.
Oh, I saw the mirror in the catalog. Oh, the
That
wonderfully made
mirror
one.
is amazing.
That I got excited about too. I just don't know, have a place to put it, but I'm gonna find one.
And so that
I
it
need that in my
matches,
bedroom.
it matches the Together wood tray.
Oh.
It's the same wood finish with the white leaves. It's so beautiful. I didn't order it. I almost did. I almost said I'm going to order it and get it for $50 because it's $150, and use my Consistency Counts product credit to get it. But I didn't, because I got other stuff instead. Okay, see, this is the problem with cards in a box, and I feel like I need to seal the box. Okay, we got they upgraded or updated the artwork in, I have to keep the volume off. Christy says, what did she say? But I'm here. I love the mirror. It's my new product goal. Absolutely, Christy.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so they updated the artwork for The God Made Just One, and somewhere someone got a picture of all of the animals that are in it, and they all have a name except for the whale. So there's this whole hashtag name the whale. And they're going to bring out like more plush. So they did, huh? I don't know, read the book. Okay, so when we were at Dayspring, they did a whole breakdown of who is buying products now compared to 5 years ago, and how that translates to parties. And so like at parties where where items from the kids collection are ordered, those parties close on average with 10% higher sales than parties where kids' items are not sold. And people want more, they want books and characters and things to do, not just some of what was in the other, like what the line was before. So that's why they brought out Matt the dog, because they want, like that plush that, not just, like the All Creatures Great and Small plush stacking toy that is discontinued, that sold out, that I have sitting behind me, that didn't necessarily match with any book or anything. And so they found like that's what consumers wanted. So that's what they're gearing things to. And so then we also got the God Made Just One Memory game in our bag. And these pieces are like, oh gosh, I had such trouble opening it. These pieces are like huge memory game pieces. So they're really great for the little kids, because I mean, oh, my meeting's gonna end in 10 minutes. Oh no, I gotta go faster. So I mean, like, they're a really good sized memory piece, which is great. The big buzz is the recordable storybooks. So you can record your voice reading the book and then gift it. So we got the basic one, and then there's a Christmas one that's in the catalog too. So this is, and I said
Top to bottom, through and through, remember this in all you do.
Oh.
You're special, because God says it's true. And always, always, I love you.
Okay, so it really works. I didn't know there was a voice already recorded. I said to someone, if these things are like $35 or $40, I'm going to really be upset, because I know it's a sturdy book, the recording element, but I'm like, $30 max. It better not be more than that. It's $30. So I'm really glad that it's not more than $30. I would have loved to see 25 though. That would have been even better. We got a catalog in our thing. Oh, and then these match the batter bowl. They're so gorgeous. Oil and vinegar holders. On the little tray, like the salt and pepper sprinklers, but then no, like a gray and a cream, and then the pattern, the leafy pattern matches. So we got those also. And I think, and they've got a cute little ramekin set that we didn't get, so I'm gonna have to order that. But then when we went to a session in the afternoon, we all got the giving plate.
Oh yeah, I saw that in there.
Which is so fun, because when my sister was out last July and we went to the Kris Kringle shop, I took pictures of one of their Christmassy, giving plate, pass the cookie plate. And I'm like, this is something Mary and Martha should have. And so I love that they've got one in the catalog now. What better way to act upon his will for us to care than cooking up some tasty treats, especially to share? Just flip the plate and sign your name. You'll see where it has been, then fill it up with food and love and pass it on again. And so then ideally, as it works its way back around, it's just going to be covered in signatures, which is fun. So then for
That
my
would be like ideal for the women's group in our church, because we're so small. That would be so much fun.
yes,
I need to get one and start it.
yes. From Abby's line.
Oh
she's
my
got
God.
a pizza board, and it says, join me at the table. They shared their meals with great joy and thankfulness. She put out a new charcuterie board that has a lip and like soft leather handles, and it looks amazing. It's not quite as big as our Gracious Home one. Time left 6 minutes. Okay. But then there's also a wooden bowl with, it looks like the size of one of our dip bowls in it, that's like a chips and dip bowl. I got this with, so I got the pizza board and our together card holder with my consistency counts $100 product credit. So it's got all these little clips and it comes with a whole nother bag and you just put your cards on it. And it's so simple, but I feel like it's so superior to the metal one that I know Rachel loves.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Grace, can you take stuff out of here and give me that tray? And then there's
Oh, I
supposed to
saw
be a
that
book.
too, yeah.
There's supposed to be a book that goes with this, so we have to check the boxes. The boxes that the order came in. So this is the Advent candle holder.
Yeah.
That's supposed to have a devotion book that came with it, someone else said, but don't break anything. It does not fit in the faithfulness tray. It does not fit in the grateful heart tray. I don't think it fits in the planter boxes. But it fits in the leather message tray. I thought it was going to be really heavy and it's not. Which I don't think is a bad thing. I just expected it to be like heavy and it's really light. And then what else did I get?
I think that's it.
I got other stuff. Oh, maybe the memory game I bought. I don't know. There's other stuff somewhere. Oh, I got the Christmas encouragement box. Oh, the mugs are amazing. The new Christmas mugs. There's the Wonders of His Love mug is coming back, which you know is my favorite. And then there's one, I forget what it says on the outside that is red on the inside. So I'm like, oh, I've got to get that one. Hey, Phoebe. But so it's got different categories. Pour out, Christmas joy, and fill up. And I didn't even read any of the cards. But a lot of the Christmas stuff from last year came back. And then they just built on it and added to it so it all coordinates. And then, I don't remember if there's anything else I ordered, but then my pretty crystal awards that I was completely shocked to get. But I thought there's no way I'm getting one. And there's other consultants that like, I know their sales and the recognitions that they've gotten. And I know I've always been just a little behind them. And so for the one, I'm like, okay, well, I know she's up there somewhere. So if they're going to call my name, it's going to be before hers because I know she sponsored more people than me. And they didn't call me for number 5. They didn't call me for number 4. They called her for number 3. And I'm like, I bet I was like number 6. And then they're like, number 2, Wendy Schultz. And I just about died. And when I got up on stage next to her, I'm like, I even beat you. And then they did sales after that. And I was number 5 for sales. And then she was number 4. And she goes, well, and I said, I know you beat me this time. But it was just amazing. It was really great. And we definitely got every bit of money that we paid for registration cost back in products. So I know we still had to pay for hotel and airfare, but the registration fee we made out like bandits because we got so many products. So, okay, a minute and a half left. Anything else to discuss?
The new catalog launches
August 1st. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And almost everything is available August 1st.
Okay.
There are a few things that will be available later. The nativity scene is back, the same one from before. Everyone was worried when it was on the after Christmas clearance sale that it was going to be gone. And I'm like, it's not going to be gone. It's just out of season right now, and they're going to make more for next season. So yeah. All right, we have less than a minute. Okay, well, I'm going to try to schedule a meeting for next week or the week after, I think. And we can
Okay.
talk more strategies and stuff.
That sounds good.
Okay. Have a
Thanks,
good
Wendy.
night. You're welcome. Bye-bye.